Croatian names follow complex and unique lettering, structuring, composition, and naming customs that have considerable similarities with most other European name systems, and with those of other Slavic peoples in particular. Upon the Croatian populate's arrival on what is currently modern-day continental Croatia in the early 7th century, Croats have used Salvic names and corresponding naming customs. With modernization and globalization in the last century, given names and surnames have expanded past typical Slavic traditionalism and have included borrowed names from all over the world. However, although given names vary from region to region in Croatia and can be heavily influenced by other countries' names, surnames tend to be Slavic and more frequently go through the process of anglicization. Croatian names usually, but not always, consist of a given name, followed by a family name. However, certain names follow naming customs that diverge from the norm. Naming customs have been a part of Croatian culture for over 400 years. Historically, Croatian royalty were all given traditional titles of nobility designating them with certain privileges and social standing. The titles were usually followed by the full name or simply the surname. In modern-day society, families all over the country use honorific titles when speaking to family members who are older, or as a sign of general respect. Traditionally, only close friends or direct family members address themselves by the first names. Style and form of address. Nobility. During 925–1102, the Kingdom of Croatia's nobility had various titles and forms of address that varied from region to region and position to position. The King of Croatia was afforded the right of choosing his royal handle. For example, in 1941, Prince Adimon, Duke of Aosta, took the name of King Tomislav II upon his succession to the Croatian throne. Titles were exclusive to members of the King's High Court and included the Queen Consort and the following: Duke, Marquis, Count, Baron. The titles were usually followed by the full name or more commonly by the surname. Government. The government of Croatia, which includes its executive branch and parliament, employs selected titles usually corresponding to position or powers. Titles are also bestowed to members of the Croatian judiciary. Prime Ministerial style. Premier of Croatia. The title is usually followed by the surname of the incumbent. His Her Excellency. Presidential style. Predsjednik. Parliamentary style. Mr. Madam Speaker. Judicial style. His Her Honor. Honorific titles. It is common etiquette in Croatia to address members of society with honorific titles as a sign of respect and societal distance. It is only with close friends or direct family members that first names are used. Honorific titles include the following and are usually followed by the surname of the addressed: Gospodin, Gospođa, Gospoda C. Croatian given names. History. Since the 7th century arrival in today's homeland, Croats have used Slavic names. Through the following centuries, foreign names were also accepted, especially those that mark Christian faith. However, Slavic names remained dominant until the Council of Trent, when the Catholic Church decided that every Christian should have Christian name instead of native one. This lasted until the 19th century, when Croats again started to use neglected traditional names, especially those of medieval Croatian kings and dukes. More recently, as a result of globalization, unusual and exotic names of various cultures have also gained in widespread popularity. Frequency. According to 2011 census in Croatia, the most frequent male names are Ivan, Marko, Josip, Stjepan and Tomislav, and the most common female names include Maria, Anna and Ivana. Traditional Croatian names. Some common Croatian names of Slavic origin include feminine, Berislava, Blaga, Blajica, Bogdana, Bogomila, Bogomila, Borka, Borislava, Bozina, Bozica, Bozidarka, Branimira, Branka, Buga, Svita, Svijeta, Danica, Davorka, Divna, Dragana, Dragica, Drazenka, Dobra, Zuka, Dunya, Hrvolja, Hrvoka, Jasenka, Jashna, Luba, Lubica, Mila, Milica, Miljenka, Mislava, Myra, Merjana, Mirka, Myrna, Mojmira, Marana, Nada, Nida, Nedelka, Nevenka, Onjenka, Ranka, Rasilka, Ratka, Rza, Rzaka, Sanya, Slava, Slavica, Slavenka, Smiljana, Spomenka, Srebrenka, Stanislava, Stana, Stanka, Sneska, Snezana, Sunkana, Sunsika, Tjha, Tihana, Tihomila, Tuga, Vedrarana, Vera, Verica, Vihera, Vesna, Vyakoslava, Vlasta, Vlatka, Zdenka, Zalata, Zorash, Zoraka, Zorka, Zedrinka, Zedrina, Zvjezdana, Zvonomira, Zvonka, Zelka, Zuka, masculine, Berislav, Berivoj, Blago, Bogdan, Bogomil, Bogoljub, Bogomil, Bojin, Boris, Borislav, Borna, Bozecha, Bozadar, Bozo, Bratislav, Budimir, Branimir, Brajko, Branko, Braslav, Bratoljub, Sivitko, Sivijetko, Kaslav, Kastamir, Sidamir, Daliba, Damir, Darko, Davor, Dasamir, Dobroslav, Dobrovit, Domagoy, Dragon, Dragard, Dragoslav, Dragaton, Drazen, Driha, Draslav, Godomir, Goko, Gojislav, Gojislav, Goran, Grobiza, Harvatan, Hrvoj, Hrvolja, Harvoslav, Kazimir, Kazimir, Jasenko, Klonomir, Kresimir, Krisivan, Lavoslav, Lubomir, Ludovit, Milan, Mile, Milivoj, Milivan, Miljenko, Mirko, Miroslav, Miros, Mislav, Miladen, Mojmir, Mutamir, Nedelko, Nejelko, Nenad, Ognien, Ostolya, Ozren, Predrag, Pribislav, Prvan, Privoslav, Prvios, Radomir, Radomir, Rados, Rajko, Ranko, Ratomir, Ratko, Rato, Radovan, Radoslav, Slaven, Slavisa, Slavoljub, Slavomir, Smiljan, Spomenko, Srebrenko, Sreko, Stanislav, Stanko, Strafimir, Svetoslav, Tihomil, Tihomir, Tisamir, Tomislav, Tomo, Tvrtko, Tramir, Vatroslav, Veslav, Vedran, Velimir, Veselko, Vidoslav, Vyakoslav, Vyenslav, Vizovslav, Vitamir, Veran, Vladimir, Vlado, Vladko, Vojmil, Vovnomir, Vuk, Zdenko, Zdeslav, Zedrivko, Zorislav, Zoran, Zedrinko, Zedrinoslav, Zelatko, Zvonomir, Zvornko, Zarko, Zelimir, Zelko, Zivko. Christian names: Alexander, Anna, Anti or Anton, Andrea, Daniel, David, Dominic, Edward, Philip, Franjo, Friedrich, Gro, Henrik, Ilya, Ivan, Yakov, Josip, Jurij, Carlo, Katerina, Christopher, Lav, Ludovit, Lavro, Luca, Marco, Maria, Maciej, Maila, Mihailo, Nikola, Pavo, Peter, Pero, Rikid, Sebastian, Sylvester, Simon, Stepan, Toma, Vasilia, Willem, Vinko. Borrowed foreign names. Due to globalization, many people in Croatia have American, Canadian, French, Swedish, Finnish, German, Italian, and English first names. However, due to the alphabetical limitation of the Croatian language, many names take on new pronunciations, are respelled, or are restructured to comply with the country's naming customs. Uncharacteristic names are never declined in the Croatian language, and by nationality of origin include Thomas, Charles, Max, Jacob, William, Isabella, Emma, Madison, Matthew, Alexander, Hans, Peter, Stefan, Gerhard, Edith, Gabrielle, Monica, Wolfgang, Dennis, Jean-Louis, Lucas, Marie, Clement, Camille, Baptiste, Lenny, Julian, Françoise, Anne, Alessandro, Andrea, Alessia, Claudia, Christian, Ricardo, Luca, Matteo, Leonardo, Sofia. Croatian family names. Family names started to appear among Croats in the 12th century. Since the Council of Trent, both the given and family names would be written down. Origins. Croatian family names have 5 different origins. Given names: matronymics and patronymics: Anic, Blazovic, Ivanak, Maric, Stipanov. Professional names: Kovac, Klobuchar, Lončar, Tikalsuk, Sterla. Nicknames: Debeljak, Kronic, Obit. Toponyms: Davnjak, Korpresic, Bosanak, Posavec, Zagork. Ethnic designation: Hrvat, Horvat, Harvatin, Horvatin Sik, Cirkez, Che, Mada. Frequency. 2011 Croatian census registered the following as the most frequent Croatian family names: Horvat, Kovacevic, Babic, Maric, Juric, Novak, Kovacic, Nizovic, Vukovic, Markovic. Naming customs. Northern customs. Naming customs vary region to region in Croatia and differ slightly from that of typical naming customs, such as Brazilian and Portuguese customs. For instance, in the Brod Posavina, Slavonski Brod, Dubrovnik Pazin, Krapina, Osijek, and Karlovac regions, naming traditionally, but not always, follows this structure. Example: if Darko Stevnij Horatio Horvat is the full legal name of a resident of Brod Posavina, tradition would dictate that his family name would be Horatio, and not the assumed Horvat. This person would go by Darko Horatio. Southern customs. In selected regions of Međimurje and Srbenik, naming custom diverge again. Many residents traditionally go by the middle names, and reserve the full declaration of the names for formal occasions such as court, marriage or death. Example: if Kolinada Blaga Lončar is the full legal name of a resident of one of these regions, she could choose to go by, and legally declare her name as Blaga Lončar. In this region of the country, usually the following mechanism is used in naming, one that has been in practice for over 4 centuries. The oldest son is named after the father's father. The oldest daughter is named after the father's mother. The second oldest son is named after the mother's father. The second oldest daughter is named after the mother's mother. Other offspring of father are either named after favorite aunts or uncles, or sometimes after the saint of the day they were born.